In recent years, Pokemon Nuzlocke have surged in popularity, and it's easy to see why. By adding a level of difficulty to an otherwise easy game, it creates a fresh feel to an otherwise overused format. However, Nuzlocke aren't perfect. The most noticeable flaw, for me at least, are how Nuzlocke get easier as you progress. Access to better moves, more Pokemon at your disposal, and overall better type coverage since you've had a chance to build your team. But what if we made Nuzlocke harder the more you progressed? A SpinLocke is a Nuzlocke where every time you beat a gym, you spin a type wheel, and whatever it lands on is banned for the rest of the run. Add that with regular Nuzlocke rules, like only being able to catch the first wild encounter on each route, and things can get very hectic, very fast. So if you want to see the absolute chaos that goes into each one of these videos, come stop by on Twitch. I try to go live every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 3 PM EST. Link is in the description below. Anyways, let's dive straight into it. We start off our journey by choosing Charmander, who we name Hobo. Despite being the most challenging starter to begin with, I opt for Charmander due to the limited availability of Fire-type Pokemon. Other than the Charmander line, the only other Fire types available are the Vulpix line, the Growlithe line, the Ponyta line, Flareon, Magmar, and the legendary Bird Moltres, totaling 12 Pokemon, which isn't even taking into account how 3 of those are unobtainable in FireRed. Compared to the Grass, Poison, and Water types all being significantly more common, picking Fire would be the least punishing if landed on the wheel. So after making our decision, we start heading out when our rival, Andro, challenges us to a Pokemon battle, which we easily won by spamming Scratch. With Andro defeated, I'm free to set off to the Viridian Market to pick up Professor Oak's parcel. Now that I think about it, getting packages, collecting data, are we just unpaid interns? Anyways, in exchange for getting his parcel, the professor gives us 5 Pokeballs, and our Nuzlocke officially begins. But before we face our first gym, we go for a little catching spree on the available routes. On Route 1 we catch Rat the Rattata, who we box, Monkey the Mankey on Route 22, who's gonna be our solution to Brock, and Mystic the Metapod in Viridian Forest. I was a bit nervous facing Brock, being underleveled and all, but all my nerves quickly vanished when Charmander got a lucky crit Metal Claw, fainting Geodude. Now the battle is pretty easy, switching in Monkey for another crit. And with the easiest gym battle of my career done, we are ready for our first wheel spin. That's right! How I rock Nick. Get it?
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Rock being bad could possibly be one of the best scenarios for us. Not only is Rock one of the least abundant types in Kanto, but most of them consist of mid to late game Pokemon, like the fossils. So having them banned isn't really that big of an issue. With Brock defeated, I slowly make my way to Misty in Cerulean City, who has the worst possible matchup for my team. Starmie, the water psychic Pokemon, completely crushes 2 out of the 3 Pokemon on my team, so I had to get a little creative. While Paris and Parasect are regarded as some of the worst Pokemon in Gen 1 due to its grass bug typing, I was hoping to take advantage of its resistance to water type moves. In Mount Moon, Paris has a guaranteed spawn on the basement floor. So I popped a repel and made my way to the nearest ladder, and shortly after, we caught Pikachu the Paris. But before we can take on Misty, we have to battle our rival. Now in the past, I've really struggled with this, but not this run. We start out with Hobo, who gets a lucky Ember Burn on Pidgeotto, resulting in an easy 2-shot KO. Next, we switch to Mystic, who poisons Andro's Squirtle. This matchup scares me a little bit since Butterfree has very little defense, but luckily, Poison plus Confusion Spam leads us to an easy win. Next is Abra, who literally only knows Teleport, so I swap back into Charmander for another easy 2-shot. With Andro embarrassed once again, he books it out of there, leaving me to grind in peace. Using routes 24 and 25, I continue to level up my Pokemon, eventually clearing out every trainer. I even caught Plant Boy the Oddish, who I boxed for future use. So with nothing else to do, I decided to suck it up and challenge Misty for a second gym badge. We start out with Mystic, who stuns and confuses Misty's Staryu. Then, Staryu and I both start spamming Harden. While Water Pulse's special attack, I was hoping to make Swift useless to further limit its move pool. So after spamming Harden, I went on the offensive and used Confusion a couple of times. This got Staryu to 1 health. But of course, not only did Staryu break out of Confusion, but Misty used a Super Potion to heal it back to full. I tried to Supersonic Staryu again, but to no avail, missing the move twice. Staryu then hits me with a Water Pulse that confuses me. Unwilling to let it stop me, I try to brute force my way through it, but lost every single Confusion roll. Thank God for Super Potions. After a couple more self-hits, Mystic finally breaks out of Confusion and I start landing hits again. I'll be able to finish off Misty's first Pokemon. So this is my life now. After what seemed like an eternity, I got an extremely lucky Paris stun, allowing Mystic to finally finish off Staryu. 1 down, 1 to go. I swapped to Pikachu to Paris with the intent to sacrifice him in order to heal Mystic. But little did I know, Pikachu is a defensive beast, surviving both Swifts and managing to paralyze it in the process. I swapped back to Mystic and hit a Supersonic. With Starmie being both paralyzed and confused, I start chipping away at its health. But of course, even though it's paralyzed and confused, Starmie lands a crit Water Pulse that confuses me, leaving Mystic with 11 health. Not making any substantial progress, I take a massive gamble. I swap to Charmeleon in hopes of setting up some smokescreens. I managed to get off 2 smokescreens before Starmie hits Water Pulse, confusing Hobo and bringing him down to 7 HP. Swapping back to Mystic, I take a couple of hits and Supersonic Starmie once again. But of course, Starmie hits a Water Pulse that confuses me again. With very little options remaining, I again try and hit it with Supersonic, eventually succeeding. Not that it matters since Starmie rolls good and manages to hit another crit Water Pulse. With no potions left, I leave it up to another gamble. I swap to Monkey to hit a couple of leaders, but I have very little hope as Water Pulse takes out most of my health. Wait, what is this? Starmie starts missing? Oh my god! With these massive RNG rolls, Mankey lands 4 Leers and goes down swinging, taking out half of Starmie's HP. Now all I need to do is swap to Charmeleon and scratch it to finish off the battle. And we scratch. Now all I need to do is swap to Paris and Bullet Seed it to finish this battle. No, we win! We win! We win! Okay, run is saved. Run is saved. Okay, thank God. With our second gym down, we have our second wheel spin. And with 2 of our main members down, I just pray the wheel doesn't land on Bug. Well, besides having Bug banned, this probably was the worst type that could have been banned. Not only is Flying one of the most abundant types in Kanto, but our ace, Butterfree, is now banned, leaving only Paris on our team. Having only 1 Pokemon left, I bring out the Pokemon reserves, adding Rattata and Oddish to our team. Now, I know what you must be thinking. Why didn't I have Oddish on our team during the Misty fight? Okay, I'll be honest. I forgot I had it.
Nobody react to what I'm about to tell you.
I think I might have overlooked something important.
Hoping for a vacation after that rough second gym, we board the SSN, where we run into Andro. Now, really quick, I just wanted to say, I have been sleeping on Raticate. Raticate with Hyper Fang completely bodied Andro, sweeping his entire team without taking a single HP of damage. And with that, Andro once again runs away, completely ashamed. Feeling kinda bad, I ran after him, but can you believe the boat just left without me? With my vacation ending before I can even start, I decide to face the third gym. Luckily, we had the TM Dig, who we slap right onto Raticate. And just like Andro, everything just kind of dies. That was kind of anticlimactic after the hell we experienced with Misty. But with the third gym defeated, it's time for everyone's favorite moment. Spin that wheel! While it's tragic, I won't be able to get a free gift Pokemon in the fighting dojo. Having fighting type banned is massive with only 8 Pokemon being banned, with one already banned due to casualties. With Lieutenant Surge defeated, we work our way through the rock tunnel to reach Lavender Town, where Plant Boy evolves into Emo Boy. We make a quick pit stop at the Pokemon Center and continue our way past Lavender Town to Celadon City, where Pikachu evolves. Hey wait, that's not a Raichu. With 3 Mon and a Dream, we head straight into the gym. And to save you some time, nothing really interesting happened during our battle with Erica. To sum it up, I kept throwing attacks, she kept using healing and status moves, I would then potion, and on and on and on. But eventually, we obtained our 4th badge, and with that, our 4th wheel spin. Ghost? Ghost? Okay, so I'm starting to think we have it a bit too easy this game. Ghost has the Gaslight line. That's it. Yep, that just the Gaslight line. So as a small recap, Rock, Flying, Fighting, and Ghost are currently banned, collectively banning about 27 of all Kanto Pokemon, which is honestly really good. Okay. Let's do a quick rundown on our team. Normal, Bug, Grass, Grass. So our team has some small issues. Let's fix that. First, we evolve Gloom into Vileplume. Then, we make our way to the top of a Celadon building, where we pick the goodest boy himself up, Eevee. With Eevee, we have 2 options. No. Bad. Now, Vaporeon has a good special attack with a good move pool that's perfect for Lance. But as stated before, there's just too many goddamn water types in this game. So we opt for Jolteon, who we named Sparky. Celebrating our massive victory at the gym and our new party member, I decided to head to the casino to win the TM Thunderbolt for our bestest boy. Oh, and to also topple a criminal empire, slowly slaughtering my way down to the big boss himself, Giovanni. Giovanni was so laughably easy, I completely forgot to turn off my speed up, ending the battle in 5 turns total. With Rocket blasting off again! I use some of my leftover casino coins for an Abra, who I evolve into Kadabra. I name him Swampmos, after my Twitch mod and fellow streamer. Does Swampmos have a gun to my head? Maybe? I mean, go to twitch.tv/Swampmos for better and funnier content. Please, you gotta help me, he has me trapped! Welcome back, guys. It's me, Ghost Exlyzpe. Today, we are climbing up the Pokemon Tower to reach our final resting place. But on my way up to the top, I bump into Andrew, mourning the loss of his dignity. Thinking he can regain some from me, he challenges me to a Pokemon battle, and well. And with that annoyance gone, I can finally travel up the tower to die. Of course, even more obstacles blocking my path. Let's clear up this rocket debris so this grandpa can leave and we can finally be at peace. There you go, timer. You're saved and I can finally... Wait. What are you doing? No! No! Well, if we can't die, I might as well continue my Pokemon journey. Huh, look at that. Swampmos died. I wonder how that happened. I traveled down to Route 12, where I encounter a Snorlax. And when I say this was a harder challenge than the last 2 gyms, I really mean it. Not only was lowering this thing's HP a tedious task in itself, but I had 8 Pokeballs. Lowering its HP, throwing a Pokeball, having it rest, then lowering its HP, throwing a Pokeball, having it rest, again and again and again. But luckily, With 2 balls left, I managed to catch it. We name him King, after Idle Crisps, another fellow streamer's Snorlax. Now that King isn't blocking our path, we can finally make our way to Fuchsia City, where our 5th badge is located. In the past, I've had massive issues with Koga, just steamrolling our team with poison. So I came up with an ingenious strategy to ensure a victory. Okay, you ready? So we hope and pray we can execute in the Safari Zone. And just like an obsessed gambler, I run the statistics to find the best zone for the encounter. And just like that, we got it! Since Execute has one of the highest catch rates in the Safari Zone, bada bing bada boom, we got ourselves our win condition, who we named Legit Good because he's gonna be legit good. But even though we have Legit Good, who evolve into Executor, my chat wasn't convinced he was gonna be legit good enough for the gym. Something about being weak to poison, I don't know. So on top of Executor, we head to Viridian City in hopes of catching a Poliwag so we can trade it up for Zinx the Jinx. But to our dismay, we reel in a 5% chance Psyduck? Okay, weird way to flex our encounter luck, but we catch the little duckling and name him Not Zinx. With our team leveled up and Not Zinx fully evolved, it was time to face one of our biggest challenges. Right off the bat, we send in Not Zinx, who almost dies off rip to a self-destructing coughing. One of the closest calls ever. We swap into King to deal with Koga's Muck. Even though Muck starts stacking minimizes, we hit a Yang, allowing us to heal up and swap back to Not Zinx, eventually killing the Muck. Throwing another coughing in, I quickly switch back to King, still traumatized by that last self-destruct. But fortunately, no self-destruct this time. And with 2 body slams, coughing goes down. Now call me stupid, but even though killing this thing could have probably taken 3 turns for most people, I struggled hard. I started off with King, doing some initial damage and resting to override the poison we contracted. I then swapped to Plant Boy to tank some hits so we can heal Not Zinx. And after a whopping 7 confusions, Weezing goes down and Koga is defeated. Now, what would this beautiful wheel give us? Ice is another type that basically has no Pokemon, consisting of only 5, including chat's favorite Zinx. With no team members lost, we head straight into Silphco, where we run into Andrew once again. Even though the building is overrun by terrorists, he still challenges me to a Pokemon battle. I don't think this is the time or place, Andrew. But just like the battle before, he just kind of crumbles. Still kinda battle hungry, I set my sights on the big boss himself. Hopefully, Giovanni gives me a better No, well, I guess that's over with. But now comes the real challenge. Sabrina, probably one of the hardest gym leaders in the region. Her Alakazam can easily sweep our entire team if we aren't careful enough. This is going to be a grueling battle, going to be remembered for millennia. Are you guys ready? Let's go! Well, it turns out, Snorlax with Shadow Ball just kind of destroys her entire team. Let's just spin the wheel. While Electric is another type with a mediocre amount of Pokemon in Kanto, totaling only 9, this is quite tragic as it marks the banner of our beloved Sparky. You will be missed, my sweet, sweet angel. Coping with the loss of our Jolteon, I go searching for his replacement. Not that anything can truly replace Sparky, but I guess Tangy the Tanglo would have to do. After a small team rebuild, we head towards Cinnabar Island, where we're confronted by a locked gym door. Apparently someone forgot their keys in the Pokemon Mansion. Guess I'll go do some more temp work and get this guy's keys. Ooh, a Growlithe. Let's just yoink you. Popper. With the keys acquired and the gym unlocked, we can finally challenge our 7th gym. And just like the last 3 key fights, Blaine is easily dispatched, getting swept by Calm Mind and Surf. But it's time for the 7th type band, and Dragon is banned. A total of 3 Pokemon. Dragon, Ghost. Ice. Someone get the script. No, these aren't scripted? Okay. With the gym beaten, I head outside where I run into Bill. He asks me for his help again, taking me off the main island to the Sevy Islands. I am then tasked with dropping off a meteorite. I guess I'm just everyone's temp now. Whatever. I'm just gonna drop off a meteorite. How long is that gonna take?
2,000 years later.
So after defeating an entire biker gang, saving a child from
Dr. Disrespect.
and solving the right man hypothesis, I'm finally able to drop off this damn meteorite at the game counter. Oh, we also caught
Dr. Disrespect.
who we named Pugrio, as well as Pikachu the Rapidash on Kindle Road. With that done, it's time for our final gym leader, and oh my god, it's Giovanni. Who coulda guessed? Let's play a game. How do you guys think I won this battle? A, using a really smart and strategic plan. B, getting lucky with crits and stat rolls. Or C, for the millionth time, easily steamrolling with nonsense and one-shotting everything with Surf. If you guessed C, you'd be correct! Remember when I said this would make the game harder? Maybe this spin will change things. Electric's already been banned. No! Don't you dare! Not normal! Not king! Oh no! I can't believe I'm saying this, but thank God a bad wheel spin for us. With the wheel landing on normal, 22 species, including our main man king and our mid-game carry rat, are banned. With our 8th type finally banned, a total of 69 mon.
Nice.
Or 46% of the decks, we are left with 82 Pokemon. All things considered, this is probably the best spread we could have gotten. And with our team consisting of Seaking the Seaking, who we caught back in Fuchsia City, Plant Boy the Vileplume, Pupper the Arcanine, Not Sinks the Golduck, Legit Good the Executor, and Ekans the Arbok, we embark on the final leg of our journey, the Pokemon League. Our first roadblock is Lorelei. Not only does she completely negate half of our team, but she's beefy. I tried to approach this battle very strategically in the beginning. However, it turns out I used way too many brain cells, when the answer was quite simple. But just like every other battle before this, Not Zinx plus Calm Mind and or Surf, and like that, our first Elite Four member was defeated. Next was Bruno. Now, I could have just spammed Not Zinx again, but that's pretty boring. So instead, I killed Onyx with Seeking and switched to Legit Good to Psychic everyone else. Next was Agatha. Can you guess what we did? Not Zinx, Calm Mind, Confusion. And with that, our win is in the bag. With our unstoppable Golduck, all we gotta do is defeat Lance and face the champion. Let's... Oh no. What seemed to be such an easy win now turns into a very difficult challenge because I'm a idiot. Knowing Gyarados has to recharge, I switched to Legit Good for a Sleep Powder and use my last Psychic, taking a good chunk of damage. I then start charging up Solar Beam, but Lance is pretty smart. He switches to Dragonite, who shrugs off my Solar Beam. Panicked, I switch between Pupper and Executor to Intimidate spam him. The reason I used Executor instead of Arbok was I was trying to bait Wing Attack, since I knew Pupper could tank that. But once again, Lance is thinking 3 steps ahead and starts outraging, which Pupper thankfully tanks. Knowing that Extreme Speed does very little damage, I start leering with Potion Cycling in order to live the constant outrages. So after I got 6 leers off, which finishes its cycle, causing Dragonite to confuse itself, I Extreme Speed, leaving him one shot. But luckily, we high roll, and Confusion finishes off the Dragonite. With Lance's aces down, we can finally breathe a breath of fresh air. But we're not out of the woods yet. Our next challenge is Aerodactyl. I swap to Seaking, waterfalling him for 3/4 of his damage. But he also takes a significant chunk out of Seaking's HP. I then swap to Plant Boy. She tanks a Wing Attack and lands a Giga Drain, leaving it quite literally on the brink of death. Predicting Lance will use a full restore, I also use a full restore on Legit Good, thinking it could tank Wing Attack better than Plant Boy, but it still takes a hefty amount of damage away. I risk it all on a sleep powder, which luckily hits. I take this free turn to load up a solar beam, but unfortunately, he wakes up the very next turn, taking away half my health. I switch back to Pupper to intimidate spam once again, but this time I use Ekans to bring his attack down faster. Tanking a hyper beam, I use Screech to lower his defense and Glare to paralyze. It attempts to bring me down again using another hyper beam, but Ekans tanks it like a champ, allowing me to swap back to Plant Boy for a Giga Drain kill. 2 down, 3 to go. Linz brings back his sleeping Gyarados, who I Giga Drained for some HP back. But after it didn't wake up again, I used the turn to heal legit good. Sadly, Gyarados wakes up the next turn, biting me for a small amount of damage. For some reason, instead of killing it, I decide to Poison Powder it, which misses, allowing Gyarados to hit a Hyper Beam, leaving me in the red. So I heal up and attempt to poison him again. This time it hits, but at the cost of getting hit by Dragon Range. Thinking I can outspeed him, I line up for a Giga Drain, but he outspeeds me again and hits me with another Hyper Beam, leaving me with 2 health. Luckily, he did end up succumbing to Giga Drain and Poison. Still panicked, I swap to Legit Good, who Sleep Powders Lance's Dragonair, fully knowing it has Shed Skin. I tried to heal up my team as much as I could, but it quickly sheds off the sleep. Dragonair starts outraging, so I potion spam again, waiting for it to confuse itself. I then swap to Ekans, with a plan in mind. I start screeching while potioning to lower Dragonair's defense and outliving the outrages. This allows me to one-shot Earthquake it. I do this one more time with the second Dragonair, and like that, we turn this L into a W with only 1 loss. It was our time. It was our final opponent. 1 battle between me and my first Nuzlocke win. Here we go. Andrew, of course, sends out his Pidgeot first. I bring out Pupper with the intention of double Intimidate spamming again. I then leave Ekans out so I can Screech. I continue Intimidate spamming until Pidgeot's attack is at its minimum. I then switch to Seaking and start double teaming. I sadly can't dodge the area aces, but by stacking double teams, I'm able to dodge everything else. So after 4 double teams, I heal up and used Blizzard, 2-tapping the Pidgeot. Andrew throws out his Executor. Despite having 4 double teams up, he manages to hit both Sleep Powder and Giga Drain. Luckily, Seaking lives. I heal him up and start blizzarding him again. With Executor in kill range, I go for one last blizzard, but of freaking course I miss, and he lands the final Giga Drain, killing our Seaking for the second fatality of the league. But with Seaking down, I swap to Pupper, who quickly kills the Executor with Flame Wheel. Andrew then sends in his Rhyhorn, who gets one shot by Plant Boy. Knowing Pupper can tank a Psychic, I swap him back for Andrew's Alakazam, who eats 2 of Pupper's extreme speeds. Blastoise is next in my sights, so I swap in Legit Good and use Sleep Powder. Legit Good then proceeds to one-shot Solar Beam Andrew's Blastoise with the luckiest crit ever. Just hear my reaction. Oh my god! Oh! With 5 Pokemon down, things were looking bright. But then, tragedy struck. My brain decided to shut off. We started off strong, swapping into Ekans to bait out a Flamethrower, and then swapping into Pupper. After healing Pupper, we started Leer Chaining, slowly decreasing his defense. But like the impatient idiot I am, I decided to use my last extreme speed with only 2 Leers up, leaving Arcanine with more than a half HP. So I heal up both Pupper and Ekans, and swap Ekans in hopes of KOing Arcanine with an Earthquake. But here's where things go wrong. And Ekans goes down before Earthquake can even hit. So with 2 Grass Pokemon left and Pupper with no extreme speeds left, I thought there was very little I could do. I had no PP items remaining. It started looking like a lost run. But then, Legit Good not only tanks a Flamethrower with 27 HP remaining, but manages to land a Sleep Powder, putting the bad boy to sleep. While sleeping Arcanine is in kill range, I had 2 options. Either risk it waking up in the middle of my Solar Beam, or predict the wake up and Sleep Powder it again. I chose wrong, resulting in the death of both Legit Good and Plant Boy. It all comes down to this. Pupper v Pupper. And after healing a little bit, I commit to a takedown. Let's go! I could have done that in the first place, but it wouldn't have been cinematic, I guess. Let's go. I like to thank everyone who came out to the stream and supported me. While FireRed is considered one of the easier games to Nuzlocke, I'm still growing as a Nuzlocker, so without all your tips and advice, I wouldn't have made it this far. This SpinLocke was thankfully very forgiving with its wheel spins, but in past runs, we've had up to 85% of the decks completely banned, going into the Elite Four with only poison types or even just water types. It really just goes to show how adding this one rule changes your Nuzlocke challenge in so many ways. One minute you could have the best Pokemon, and the next minute that Pokemon's banned. But anyways, thank you for watching. Please like this video and share it with your friends if you like the concept, and comment down below what challenge you think I should do next. Anyways, that's all from me. Until next time, have an amazing day.